So we are going to do our applique. Now, we're going to place a picture onto our screen. It's a bit hard to see because I've got like this green background with the green thing on top, but it is going to be this green cushion cover, and I'm going to put this shape on. So it's going to be a bit of a mushroom. So I'm going to do the red shape, and I'm going to do some little white dots and probably a brown stem. And then I'm going to pop my butterfly, which is just cut out from a piece of fabric, on the top of my mushroom. I may also use some of this green fabric here to add a few accents around the bottom of the mushroom. So it is a reasonably complicated design because I really want to show you how you can build the design up. You don't have to do as complicated a design as this. You can do a simple design, a simple shape, and you'll still make the criteria of this assessment task. But you need to have a think. How is this going to match the area that you want to put it into? What is it about it that is special to you? And how complicated is it? What are your skills? If it's too complicated, it's going to take too long and you're not going to get it finished. So please make sure that you choose something that makes sense. So we're going to have, turn this side. This side's a bit different color so you can see it. But I have like a darker and a lighter green. And I think this is going to look really pretty. All right, let's see. I'll cut out all the pieces and we'll come back together and I'll show you how to assemble. Okay, here is my final design that I've decided on. So it's a cute little mushroom and I've layered it. You can see I've got my butterfly. He's going on last. I'm going to start by putting on the base of my toadstool, or my mushroom. And this is going to go on before the butterfly. So this will be sort of one, and then I'll do the white bit, then I'll do the red bit, then I'll put the dots on, then I'll put this green bit on, and then I'm going to put my butterfly on. And you do it in layers. So before I do that, I need to cut out all of these pieces on this kind of papery fabric. So you can see this shiny side. Our fusible web that we have at school is just rough. It's not shiny like this. This is a slightly different brand that I have at home. And the one we've got at school, it's paper on one side like this, and then it's like you feel the side that has a bit of texture to it, and that's the side that you're going to cut out on. I've already done it on my butterfly. Can you see that there's paper on the back of here that needs to be peeled off? And we peel that off and we iron it on. So we have to iron this piece onto here. So we cut that out and then we iron those all on, and then we peel the backing off, and then we put it onto our cushion. Okay, so I have traced out all of my pieces on here. So I've gone around, I've used biro, I've used a pen so you can see them better. You can just use a pencil, but you just need to roughly trace them out, and now we're going to cut those out and iron them on to the fabric pieces. All right, we have all of the pieces. They are all on our bits of fusible web. So we've got the fusible web, which is the paper I've got on top, and then there's my piece of fabric. And what we're going to do is I'm turning them all over so that the paper's facing up, and we're going to iron all of these little pieces. And what will happen is this paper will stick to our fabric, and then we'll be able to peel it off and then stick it to our cushion cover. And I'll show you that next step. Okay, so all of our pieces have been ironed on to our fusible web. So you can see that on the back we have this piece of paper that we eventually just going to peel off and iron this piece onto here. Okay, now I'm going to iron this piece first. So I'm going to pull off the backing of this bit, and if you have any of it kind of over the edge, make sure you trim it so you can't see any of the fusible web paper. Get it out of the way, and I'm going to pop this on here, about there, and I'm going to iron, rub it backwards and forwards until the glue takes and is stuck. You see that? It's now stuck down onto my fabric. It's stuck down, you can see that. And I'm gonna actually sew each piece on one at a time. So I'm gonna leave all my other bits here. You won't be able to do that, so I would go and put them in your bag. So go and put them in your plastic bag so that you don't lose them. Now I'm going to go to the sewing machine now, and I'm going to stitch this down, and then we'll come back and we'll add the next layer. Okay, so we're going to be doing an applique stitch, and it's this stitch here. It's either this one or this one. This is a wider and this is a finer one, and I am actually going to switch between the two. On the smaller machines, the NV the NV50s, this is number 20 and this is number 21. You just have to turn your dial. I don't have that machine with me here. I only have one of the NV180s. But whichever machine you're on, doesn't matter what brand, they will have one of these little stitches that looks like a little fence on its side. So if you find that, that is the one that you need to use to do this stitch. So we're going to attach the camera here, and I'm going to stitch. Now I've matched my cotton to the color of my mushroom stem. I'm going to slide this on, and we want to put our, let me get nice and close here. I want to put the needle right in next to the edge of, yeah, we want to go right on that edge there. So what will happen is it'll go stitch forward a couple of stitches, then it'll stitch in, then it'll stitch back, then it'll stitch forward, then I'll stitch in, and I'll stitch back. And what it's going to do is it's going to seal this edge. So any fabric you use won't fray or come away from our base fabric. All right, so I'm just going to get that done, and you can watch. I'm going to go a little bit slow to start with, just so you can see what it looks like, and then we'll speed it up. Now, as we get closer to the edge, I'm going to finish on the outside edge before I lift. So our needle's on the outside edge. I'm going to turn, and we're going to go there. Can you see that this little line in the center of our foot is sitting on the very edge of our fabric? And that is where we want it. Now I'm actually not going to sew this top edge here because it's going to be under my top of my mushroom, so we won't need to waste cotton on that because it will be held down by the other fabric. So I'm just going to do a reverse stitch here, and I'm going to lift my foot and pull it out and cut it off. I'm just going to cut it off on the side here. There we go. So we've got this really lovely, can you see that lovely stitch? Now partly off and partly onto our mushroom stem. Okay, and my next layer is going to be the white fabric at the top here and the green fabric at the bottom here.